Guys, as you know, my history in RC goes back to all of when I was about 14 years of age, and initially bashing really wasn't the thing. You know, I kind of went out and I did racing at club level with a club called Cobra. And as time progressed, you know, kind of got into it a little bit more. And then I left the RC scene and then came back and started doing touring car racing. And there's always been a little bit of me in the background that have kind of just enjoyed the team kits and loved doing it. And every time we go out, we have, you know, bash races and stuff like that with a bunch of the guys. For example, we got off down to Heverton now. There will be a track set up. I've always loved that little aspect, the competition side of it. Now, as you know, recently on the channel, I built up this amazing team associated RC8 T4E. When I was putting the car together, it was basically a budget-minded kind of thing, and I always wanted to kind of keep the cost of it down because I purchased it cheap, and I thought, well, you know, why not do it that way? Well, I've always felt that that car could have a little bit more. Now, I was talking to sponsor the channel, HobbyKing, and they offered to send over a full centered system for the team associated for me to try out. Guys, they've sent me the Trackstar or Turnigy Trackstar centered system for the race spec stuff. Come on then, let's go and have a look. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Chris with a C. Hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. So as I said in the intro, I had a lot of fun with this team associated truggy. Honestly, raced around with a bunch of friends and it's just an awesome truck. Really light, really agile, pinpoint accurate, and I absolutely adore it. Now, the plan always was with that truck, obviously, to kind of get it to a race spec level that maybe at some point I could do some outdoor tracks and just go and enjoy the racing side of it, you know, test my self and chuck myself around a track, you know, not essentially do it competitively, but just kind of go, see how I feel about it. And as you know, I mean, I do like a race kit. Now, HobbyKing reached out to me whilst we were actually looking at batteries and stuff, and I was talking to my rep there, and they said, would you like to try out the Turnigy Trackstar series? Now, these are full 1/8 scale competition setup, 200 amp ESC, fully censored, fully programmable with a up to a 12 amp BEC, and also a 4268 2200 kV motor, again censored, and they also sent over the programming box. Now, in this video, what we're going to do is essentially install this into the car and yeah, basically go through what's in the box, what you actually get for your money, and is it actually worth it? You know, the kind of, does it feel premium is the question, because a lot of the people in the hobby will be using things like Hobbywing, XE runs. Obviously you've got the Castle systems and stuff like that. So, I mean, having a different manufacturer producing race spec stuff is got to be a good thing, right? Surely, I mean, that opens it up for a few more people, and the price on the race stuff is quite expensive normally, so fingers crossed you could maybe save a few pound here. What we'll do now is we're going to change the camera over, we'll go through what's in the box, and then I'll start installing the ESC and motor into the car. Now, it is going to involve some soldering. I am gonna need to add my own connectors and stuff like that. What I'll try not to do is make the video too long, all right? So what I'll do is essentially show you all the stuff, start installing it into the vehicle. Then all the soldering I'll put onto a time lapse and, you know, kind of getting it ready, and then we'll do the kind of reveal and I'll show you what I think. I will show you how to program it again in the video, and by the end of it you might be able to get some sort of idea of whether this is actually any good for you. There will be an affiliated link in the description for you to actually go and pick up either batteries or anything you need off HobbyKing. They've been really good and offered me a personal discount code for you guys to save a few pounds as well. I don't actually get a kickback from it, but what you guys will actually do is get a saving, so that's an awesome thing. Right, come on then, let's dive down and we'll have a little look. Right guys, on the table we have the Turnigy Trackstar fully censored system that HobbyKing has sent over to me, and I want to say a huge thank you obviously to the guys over at HobbyKing. Guys, as I mentioned, there will be a discount code in the description, and I will put one on the screen for you right now where you can go ahead and save yourself a few pounds. Now, as I said, essentially what this is going to be going into is my team kit, my Team Associated RC8 T4E. What you're getting here, guys, is a 200 amp ESC, fully programmable, up to 2 to 4S. Now, the reason why I actually was a bit confused by it all. Essentially, 200 amp ESC would normally, in the world of bashing, be a 6S ESC. But it kind of makes sense because one, race kit, and when you're racing competitively, is 4S. Obviously, that is the specification for racing. And on top of which, what it'll actually do is give you a bit of headroom, obviously, with gearing and stuff like that, and keep temperatures down, longer run times, and obviously better battery life. This is obviously a competition spec ESC. Now, waterproofing, I'm not 110% sure. I will check over that in a moment. But what you will also need, guys, is the programming multifunction box. Initially, when they reached out to me, obviously I was looking at the Motorrad ESC, and then soon realised, I watched the video, that wasn't included. So my rep over at HobbyKing kindly sent over the programming box as well. So you will need the program box to actually set this ESC up. As you can see, that's the packaging it comes in. Obviously nice, cheerful. As you can see, the ESC's got a really nice kind of fan shroud. And you will note this, guys, you will need to do some soldering on the ESC. Now, this is quite normal with race spec. Normally you get it unsoldered. You can put your own connectors on. You can run your wire in, whichever way you like. So I will be doing this, trying to do a good job of it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I want to take my time and install it. And it's the same with the motor, guys. Obviously, this is a 4268 fully centered system, okay, between the two. And essentially with a centered system, what you're getting is very, very smooth throttle response and good braking controls. Essentially, these two are talking to each other at all times. With a non-centered system, essentially the ESC is guessing how many amps to push that motor. But with a centered system, it knows exactly what to draw, what not to draw. So you should get better battery life, less temperature, and more kind of flexibility when it comes to things like gearing. You know, there's loads of different reasons. Now, I wouldn't necessarily fit this on a basher as per se. Centered systems for me, when bashing, I haven't had great experience with it. I've normally found the sensor wire I have an issue with, but with obviously a race kit or something, you know, it's kind of race orientated, e.g. a buggy or a truggy or something like that, you should be all right. Now, specifications on the back, as you can see, I've got the 2200. So on you guys, I will put the link in description for you, but if you want to pause the video now, you can quickly have a look. So we're looking at this section here. It's a 2000 kV voltage up to 4S LiPo. Max amps is 97. Hold on, nope, sorry, I tell a lie. Max amps is 112. 5mm shaft, and the shaft length is 19.5, and that's quite important as well. You'll check over the length of the shaft, guys, because obviously sometimes when you put it in certain vehicles, you don't want it to foul on another part of the car. Your ESC, guys, and I will take these out of the box in a moment to show you. Again, this is the TS200 model. It's a 200 amp ESC, censored and sensorless. So you can run it in both, actually, so that's quite nice. 2 to 4S LiPo, and the suggested application for this is 1/8 scale buggy, truck, e.g. truggy, professional competition. BEC, now this is the thing that I was quite impressed about, actually. The BEC here, you've got what they call ultra stable switch regulation. It goes from 6 volts, 7.4 continuous current, 8 amps to 8 amps peak. So, you know, plenty of headroom in there. Now, parameter setting. This is where obviously I caught up with it. No, so you can't do it on a button or anything like that. You will need the program box. It does tell you at the bottom by here, so that's kind of handy. What we'll do now is just quickly open up the box for have a look, shall we, and see what we get inside. I want to say a huge thank you to you guys, obviously, for watching all the videos. All the likes, shares and subscribe that go on the channel is absolutely amazing, guys. Very, very humbled you come along for the ride, and it's awesome that you can kind of follow me through my journey in the hobby. So, opening up the packaging, obviously you've got this nice outer box. Let's put that aside there. Bit of foam. And then obviously you've got the ESC itself. Let's just take this piece of foam out. Okay, so there is your ESC. Now, as you can see, huge cap pack on top here. Obviously you've got these massive capacitors. Normally when they've got this K sign here, that's a good sign there are good quality capacitors as well. So obviously with a cheap ESC, you might not actually get this K. That is essentially, and I picked this up off RC. To be honest with you, I was a little bit naive and didn't actually understand capacitors too well. And I watched a video of his and he pointed them out. But if they got the K on there, that generally means they're good quality. The thing that's kind of standing out to me here straight away is everything is in a machined aluminium case. So really nice quality, no plastic or anything like that. You've got this big 30mm fan on top as well. And obviously then you've got your reservoir ports, e.g. for your wires to go in, C, B, A, minus and plus. Out at the back here, you do have a waterproof switch. As you can see, on and off. It's got a nice bit of tactile feedback on the switch, so that's good. And obviously you've got your cable. And what I do like here is, and I noticed this on I can't remember, I was looking at the other day, your black wires, signal, plus and minus. All right, so it's nice that they've included that. Very nicely made, very nicely made. And it's got a bit of weight to it. You know, the weight on it, let's have a quick look. Does this state what how heavy it is? The weight, guys, is 122 grams. So bearing in mind, obviously, you're adding that into your vehicle. So be, you know, if you're kind of weight conscious, but with obviously all this aluminium case, it'll also help with cooling the ESC down. So essentially, this is acting like a heat sink. Nice plate at the bottom, obviously, for mounting it to your car. And then obviously you've got this gap underneath here to run your cable in should you need to. So I like that, nice little added touch. Obviously, especially when you're gluing it down to a vehicle, obviously one side would go to your receiver, the other side will go to wherever you need to put your switch, but they do give you a channel underneath, so that's kind of cool. Anything else in the box? Let's have a look. So in the box you also get this really nice chunky 10 gauge wire, really big, so obviously pre-tinned. So you've got one piece there, you got another one there, 10 gauge wire. Obviously this is designed to go straight into the pot you need to here. You've also got a red wire and then two more obviously black wires, and then guys you also get your centered wire, as you can see here. So you've got a centered wire going, so this will go straight to your motor. Bit of 3M tape, a bit of heat shrink as well, and obviously your instruction manual. So going through your instruction manual, obviously it's multi-language, and it gives you all the parameters. Let's have a look. Where's the English section of this? Yeah, so this is the back, the English section. So you've got your timing adjustments, throttle control, braking controls. It does seem there's a hell of a lot of settings in here. General settings. Yeah, so your BEC voltage is up to 7.4. Centered mode, fully centered hybrid, motor rotation, phase swap. I'm not AC phase swap. Punch, start rate, end rate, running modes, max reverse, and it goes up. The funny thing is your reverse is adjustable in 1% steps, so I've never seen that before either. Timing controls, yeah, so there's plenty in here. Obviously information, I will be reverting back to that when we're installing it into the vehicle. So let's just quickly put all this into the box and I'll quickly show you the motor. But yeah, big chunky wires there. It's nice that obviously they've included it for ease of use to pre-solder in. It's the same with Hobbywing, you know, obviously they'll do the same sort of thing. But yeah, nothing disappointing to see there at all. Let's move that all out of the way. Now your motor, let's just open this up. cling film off. Okay, so you got this nice hefty tub, and then obviously it gives you an indication of what motor you've actually got here. So they do a 2800, 2000, 1900 and a 2200 kV. And then you've got little to open it up by there, and then you're greeted obviously with the motor itself. So let's just get that out of the box, move that to the side. And you got this really, I tell you what, I do like the look of the can on that actually, to be honest with you. Got this kind of cool looking green anodized finished, and obviously this ribbon here is obviously for heat dissipation. Smooth on top there, just for obviously mounting your fan, so that's handy. Nice big stout gold connectors on the end of your motor for obviously soldering your motor wires on. 5mm shaft. The magnets seem really strong, so that's good. Nice fully sealed bearing there, and then at the back obviously you've got your censored port, and then obviously these big huge screws there for opening the can up, so obviously that'll be nice and easy. I like the fact that obviously for you to service your motor, they haven't given you little screws. But the overall look of the feel of the can is very, very nice indeed. But yeah, really nice looking that. Okay, and oh, by the way, you also get another flat cable for your sensor wire. So they've actually included two. So you've got one in the box with the ESC, and then you've got this flat wire. Chances are I'll probably use the flat wire, to be honest with you, because it just looks neater. Now, that is the motor, and then we're moving on to the program box quite quickly. Again, like I said, this program box, guys, is essential for you to set up your ESC and motor. You've got value on the front, obviously your plus and minus, item and OK. So LCD, and then obviously you've got your cable here. And the other thing is, guys, you can check your batteries with it as well. So it is a battery checker at the same time. Type C port, ESC, and obviously your 5 to 12 volt there. So yeah, awesome. Right, what we're going to do now is get the car on the table, and we'll start installing it. Right, okay guys, so RC8 T4E on table, as you can see. One thing I like about the layout on this truck is obviously the fact that it's so easy to get to certain parts. Obviously all your electrics in the front half of the vehicle here. Obviously that's for weight distribution, and obviously making sure that that front end keeps pinned, obviously to stop the wheels coming up when you're driving. Now the plan here is essentially what we're going to do is pre-install obviously the electrics. So we've got obviously the motor mount here. That's going to be nice and easy. I'm going to make sure and add a pinion. Now, gearing wise, I'm a little bit unsure what to go with. I might possibly just try it with the same gearing I actually had on the vehicle, which I believe was an 18 tooth. I had a 2000 kV in here previously. So by essentially adding a 2200, the car's going to be a little bit faster. Because the only thing I did find with the 2000 kV motor was it was slightly towards the top end, kind of faded out. The acceleration was ballistic, but then as soon as you got to the top end, it kind of faded out quite soon. Now I will say what the handling of the vehicle though kind of made up for the lack of the top end, so you can kind of nip into a corner quickly. The other thing is I really appreciate this little kind of groove underneath here, because when I'm setting this up, I was just working out in my head, obviously the ESC is obviously the mounting plate is here, and if you look at where my receiver box is here, where your wires go into, this will actually keep it nice and clean and neat looking, so all the wires will be out of the way. So that is going to essentially mount in by here. And then my on-off switch, I've got a nice big space right by the side of the vehicle here, which I can kind of mount it in there, so that's all going to look neat. Now, wiring wise, obviously the good thing is about this is I'm not going to need anywhere near the amount of wire to go over to the motor. If you can imagine, I want to kind of keep it short and sweet, make it look all neat and tidy there. I could leave a long wire, but to be honest with you, I'm probably going to cut it shorter and just make it look a lot neater and tidier. Now, I'm going to quickly go through, obviously, the manual. I want to check out quickly which wires go where, because this is the first censored system I've actually wired together. It does actually say here, though, to kind of figure out, you've got A, B, C. So obviously this, you've got A, B, C on the motor. So again, that's pretty easy. And these two wires here, you got your plus and minus, obviously that refers to your battery. So again, not too much of a hassle there. But I will check over in the manual just in case it's something I need to be aware of. Now, your sensor port, obviously, is at the back here, at this part there. All right, and that cable, where's the flat wire that we had? That is going to go over the top there and then into the back of the motor. So I'm going to try and keep it all neat and tidy. I have got a upgraded servo to go into the car as well, so I will be adding that in. Probably straight after I've done the electrics install, I think. Right, let's move on with the video. I'm going to probably put you on a time lapse now while I'm working everything out and putting everything in the car, and then we'll get to a point before the soldering is and we'll go from there. Right, okay, so we're going to solder now. Obviously got the soldering iron all sorted. What I'm going to do, guys, is obviously I'm going to solder all the connections in here now on the desk. So obviously your motor wires and obviously the plus and minus. Now the only thing is I will be using dual connectors on the Team Associated, so I will need to make another wire this length. And obviously for my dual connectors, I use EC5s. So I'm just going to basically try and make it all neat and tidy. Try and leave all the wires. I just need to tin the pots here, not add too much heat. I have got a decent soldering iron, so that's going to help. Make sure you've got obviously good soldering iron. I'm going to put you onto a time lapse while I'm going through it. I'll show you the end result in a moment. Like I say, I do need to knock up another loop wire. And fingers crossed, by the end of it, we should have it all connected back up. Now, the only thing is obviously I'll go do the same on the reverse of the motor as well, because obviously the motor doesn't have connectors as per se, so it's soldering onto the actual motor. Got to take my time. Time lapse is going to be a thing. I'm not going to talk you all the way through it. I'll come to the end and then we'll talk through it from there. Right, guys, okay, so managed to get all the connectors on, as you can see. Done it all quite neatly. It's been a while since I've done something like this, where you've got to wire all the wiring in. Plan is here now. It's obviously going to mount the ESC. As you can see, I have put my EC5s on. That's the connectors I use. And I'm going to utilise this little clip here, obviously, to run the wiring in. And then the last step of this is adding the cables onto the motor wire. So for instance, C goes to C, B goes to B, A goes to A, as you can imagine. And then it should be all set up quite neatly. But yeah, I'm going to go carry on now, keep you on a time lapse. Like I say, I have added the MKS servo, so I'm going to need to recalibrate that in a moment as well. And get it all set up, all my endpoints and everything. But yeah, the install of the electric so far has gone quite nicely. It's just a case of, you know, taking my time and adding everything in the right place, really. Right, let's carry on. Right, okay, so it's all in, guys. As you can see, really neat, really tidy. I just need to sort out the receiver box now and put the sensor wire in the back here. But installing the electrics, it hasn't been that hard actually. The soldering part, well, I mean, just making sure, like I say, it has been a while since I've soldered this many connectors in one go. So yeah, it's come out neat though. All the connections are nice. I found the space in between the wire base, I don't know what you call it, but essentially these ears here for the wires to solder onto, they were nicely spaced out, so obviously you didn't get any solder between them. Note to self, and what I might do next time is obviously just slide down some sleeving around the wires at the bottom here. Right, I'm going to go ahead and just get all this sewn back up, and then we'll move on to programming. Right, okay guys, so that is everything installed in the car now. So I will say, programmer was nice and easy to use, even though I will say some of the settings on the programmer I didn't quite understand, so I am going to do a bit of swatting up, as they say, with the instruction manual. I'll have a read into it. Very, very easy to install, obviously, if you're competent in soldering, that sort of thing. All the connections were nice and easy to do. I didn't have any issues with fitment with the motor. That's all gone in lovely. I appreciated obviously the wire going underneath the ESC to make all the wiring nice and neat towards the receiver box. All the settings I needed were on tap. That's one thing I will say. So being able to swap the motor rotation around, change the BEC, change the brakes, you know, obviously make sure the punch and everything's all set up correctly. Next part of the video, we're now going to take this out somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly, probably Garth Park or somewhere local to myself, and give it a good run. Now, will say to you guys, and something I didn't mention earlier on in the video, is these are, I believe, not waterproof electronics. They are race ESC motor. Which generally you don't get waterproof electronics on race vehicles, because essentially they won't be running in the rain all the time. But they will be splash proof, obviously. So it's not like you can go out and do any heavy bashing with them. But the sensor system is all working nicely. So let's just turn the car on. As you can see, it recognises on 4S. I have had to change the batteries around off camera because I did run into LVC on my other batteries. As you can see, steering, all the fans there at 7.4, everything's working well there. And obviously we've got the motor and everything working absolutely fine. Very pleased with how it's come out actually so far. So yeah, again, big shout out to HobbyKing for sending me over these electrics for the purpose of these videos. I'm quite looking forward to when we go down to Heatherton now for a rip around with my friends and basically test this out completely. But soon as the weather clears up, because we are having some rain and thunderstorms outside at the moment, as soon as the weather clears up, we will take the car out and give it a rip around the park. How's that? Guys, if you're enjoying the content here on Chris with a C, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and yeah, enjoy more content that's coming up. It costs you nothing, it means the world to me. It's okay guys, so we've managed to come to Garth Park. Obviously this is going to be the first run with the new electrics in. TS200 and obviously the 4268-2200 censored system by Trackstar EG Turnigy, and obviously, as I mentioned, got it from HobbyKing. Big shout out to the guys there. Guys, link will be in description to where you can pick all this up. The plan is here now, obviously, is give it a bit of a shakedown run. Now the idea is I come to Garth Park, this area here. I come here mainly because of the areas that are running. As you can see, obviously you've got the tarmac and everything running down, and then obviously over here you've got your grassy area, some turns, jumps, things, and this is going to give me a good idea. Now I want to say a huge thank you as well, obviously, to MKS for the HBL 575 servo. This is the highest rated speed servo that they actually do. I have got a video up, guys, where you can see this, but we're going to be testing that today. The packs I'm going to be running in here, I've got two sets of packs. First of all, what we're going to do is a speed run, as you can see here, with the speed analyzer. We're going to run it on these 5200s. These are brand new packs that I picked up for a car that's coming to the channel, or I say car, an RC, okay, that's coming to the channel very, very soon. So I'm going to run it on these, and then we're going to run them on the LIHV Rapids 100Cs 8400 mAh. Now the beauty of this is obviously you get a clear indication of the speed difference with the lithium high voltage. Once we've done that, obviously this is all essentially just a complete shakedown on the full electrics install. So let's first get the batteries in. As you know, I'm a big fan of this car. Really love it. It handles absolutely amazingly, but I always felt it was kind of lacking a little bit in power. So I'm hoping the higher KV and also the LIHV batteries in a moment will actually give it that kind of raw power that I enjoy. Now they're only light, these truggies, so I mean it is very much you don't want to overpower them too much, because essentially you want to keep that handling. You want to keep the car handling well, but also still get that kind of punch that you need when you're cornering. Now the plan is, as I mentioned previously in the install side of the video, is I want to get this ready. One, we've got a bash race kind of area that we go to with 10BRC. We do our bash racing. You've probably seen the videos on the channel, guys. I've done them loads of times. You know, big shout out to the guys here as well, because I have a cracking time. And then what I would like to do is possibly nip and see if I can kind of get one outdoor race in a local track called Ledbury. It is a 1/8 scale outdoor track, guys, so the idea was basically for me to nip up there and just kind of see where I'm at when it comes to the racing side of it. Radio we're using, Radiolink RC8X handset. As you know, I'm a big fan of this. This is a brand new one, funnily enough. So now Radiolink has offered to sponsor the channel, and they sent me over this brand new RC8X handset. I'm just going to pause 2 seconds. Right, well, we got 11 satellites here, guys. Let's turn the car on. As you can see, got it on 4S. So the analyzer on the back. I am interested to see what kind of speed this is doing now. Now I don't think it's going to be breaking any speed records, but I want it to be a little bit quicker than what it is, and the main thing for me is how smooth the truck is going to be. Am I going to have that extra control in the corners? Punch off the line is ideally where I want to be, because with it being a race kit, essentially handling is where I need to be. So I'm going to leave that, and we've now got 13. Let's just adjust the head cam. Okay. Right, guys, well, that was a trek. I just had to nip on and get the program card, because it turns out the motor rotation is in the wrong direction. So for this, mind, as I mentioned, you will need this program card. So I'm just going to plug it in now. We'll get the motor rotation changed, reprogram the handset, and calibrate the ESC, and we should be good to go. Right, the beauty of this, guys, is obviously you don't need to disconnect any fans with this program card. So ESC, obviously you've got the wire going in, and then we need to follow the same on the program port, which is, let's have a look, like so. So all we need to change now is the motor rotation, which I'll get sorted now. So turn the car on. Signal, signal. I think I got the wire the wrong way. Hang on. Yes, I have. Right, okay. Straight away. Lit up then. Okay. So, item. Connecting to the ESC, we're in. No, we don't need that, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Let's change motor rotation to counterclockwise. Click OK. Now we should be alright. Let's turn the car off. I'm going to put this port back over this cover. Excuse the kids in the background, guys. Now what we're going to do is reprogram the handset and calibrate the ESC. Sorry, so let me just check. We're going into, yeah, so that's fine. Turn it off. Right, hold it down, wait for the beeps. That means we're in calibration. Neutral, full throttle, full brake. And we should have, oh no, once again, what is going on here? Something really not right here. Gonna pause. Right, okay, we've managed to get it sorted out, guys. Took a little bit of programming, but all sorted now. So let's give the car its first proper rip. I'm looking forward to this. Now, as I say, we are using the Z's. I don't know what's happened there. One of the fans. Sounds like it's gone a bit funky. Now I have got the GPS, so I want to kind of work out what sort of speed it's doing as well. But a lot of racers would just use forward and brake, but me personally, obviously I'm not a racer, so it kind of makes sense really to have that reverse on there. Right, car is ready. Apparently we have got the GPS analyzer there, we have got 16, so let's go track start, give it a little movement. Yeah, it's reading, read, that's a previous one. Stop, read, 1 mile lower, track start. Right, we are tracking apparently. Right, let's see what this is all about. Okay, steering seems sharp. You can see plenty of steering. Let's give it a blast down the hill. Oh, a bit loose up there. Nice and smooth. Went back down again. Okay, nice. So, pause it 2 sec. Start read 51. One more blast up hill. Right. Track, start. There you go. I think we're tracking. Nope. Nothing here. Track, start. It's definitely sharp. Slippery as hell up the top of there. Definitely got more poke to it. Definitely got more poke. Right, stop read. 47. So yeah, not bad. Let's take the analyze off. Right, sorry about that guys, just making sure the kids are out of the way. Definitely got a different noise to it this time around as well, I've noticed. Oh, no, losing it. Oh, it's very slippery on them leaves. Okay, so that was with the Z's. Funny thing is how controllable. There you go. Censored system. Look, just crawling. Definitely got some get up and go this time around. And that, oh no, steering is super sharp and fast. It's going to take me some time to get used to that. I had the JX servo in here previously. And they're good for the money, I mean, very cheap, but obviously spoiled a bit with the MKS servo here. So 47 mile an hour is what we were achieving with these Z's now, so it'll be interesting in a minute to see. And I think that is LVC. Now the only issue I have found, oh no, whoop. Yeah, I think these batteries are cutting in now. So it's pulling the voltage lower than 3.5 is all I could set the batteries at. Yeah, it's definitely. So that's the disease packs, guys, which, let's pull them in. What we'll do now is quickly just run a battery tester on you now. Let's see what the temperatures are like. Stone cold though, absolutely stone cold. Where's my battery tester? And then what we'll do is we'll then go ahead and put the lithium high voltage in then, and you'll be able to see the difference. But have a look, 3.6. So yeah, my guess is these batteries are dipping down so low that what it's causing then is the LVC to trigger. Being a censored system, obviously it's a little bit different. So yeah, these packs nil. These are going to be alright, obviously, just for bashing about with my new car, but for this sort of application, I think I need to have a little look on the HobbyKing website and see if I can get pick up another set of packs. Now, they have sent me a set of 4S packs, so I could essentially run this in single configuration, and then obviously, let's just give this a quick blowout. Single configuration, and essentially run a jumper on one of the leads, e.g. this one. So let's give you a quick blowout. But I am noticing a lot more get up and go, which is good. You know, we like get up and go. Get up and go is what we're aiming for. Right, yeah, lithium high voltage packs. So we're gonna go one there. Get that in. Now, this ESC should be absolutely fine with LIHV. I did have an issue recently with the Creighton 4S. Now, obviously, that was just a Spectrum ESC 120 amps, so I didn't, you know, I'm not bothered. I've got plenty of battery packs I can run in that car, but it would have been nice. Would have been nice to run some LIHV packs, but I think there's a definite difference when it comes to punch. That's number one. I noticed with the high voltage packs. Runtime, jury's on the and sort of out at the moment with that. Sorry guys, I just realised you might have been looking over there. Right, jury's out with that at the moment. So right, we have got the Turnkey Rapids lithium high voltage. Let's put the analyzer back on the car. I haven't been using this enough really, to be honest with you. Should do. Right, let's go. Track start. So we should have, there you go, stop read, 1 mile an hour, track start. Will it recognise it? Of course it will. 4S, lovely, lovely. Put that back on the car. I want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you guys, obviously, for watching all the videos. Like I say, at the moment, the channel is being absolutely amazing. I'm concentrating at the moment on recording plenty of content for you guys as well, while the weather is good. So trying to make sure that you guys have got loads of good content to watch when the winter comes. So I have got a back catalogue of videos you can get through. And yeah, in the process, I'm having a lot of fun. So like I say, I am running the analyzer on there now. That's definitely woke it up. Yeah, and all of a sudden we got wheelies. That is a considerable difference up that hill. Let's go flat out down this hill now. And then back down again, I think. Right, stop, read, 53 guys. So yeah, definite difference, as you can see, the punch wise. So let's just go one more time. Track start, so it's tracking. Definitely got more control in the corners as well. Brake is nice, really nice. I didn't expect it to wheelie. I'm back down to me. Oh, nope, losing the tail end. Whoa. come back in. Right, where are we at? Stop read. 50 this time around. Right, okay, so let's take that off a second and just give it a rip and enjoy it. And the funny... plenty of get up and go in that car at the moment, guys. Brake a little bit. Turn. I think the hardest bit at the moment for me is learning how to drive with this new servo. It's so quick. Which is good, obviously. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so overall I'm noticing a lot more control. And it definitely feels more pokier compared to when I had the 2000 kV Hobbywing in there, which granted is going to want to say a huge thank you to HobbyKing for asking me to do these videos as well, guys. Honestly, awesome. Feel very privileged to be in a position where they're happy for me to do videos like this for them. So I will say it's nice to get out. I haven't been out for days. I've been wrenching on all my cars. Epic. Definitely feels nice to drive. As you can see, batteries are coping with the amperage draw a lot better than what those Z's were. So I think what I'll do now is look at getting more lithium high voltage for my race buggy and truggy, and then obviously keep the Z's for things like some of my ready to runs and crawlers maybe. Yeah, going great. Now I will say, Some of the settings in this ESC have really confused me, mine. Even after I said I was going to look at the manual. Pass. I might see if there's some more videos out there. There was one gentleman in America that done a video on this, and he did a really good job of explaining it. But there are some racing features, like turbo timing, and then what was the other one? Boost. So I could really do with some explaining. I know. Oh Christ, that is a wall. That's not good. And also drive frequency, that was another one. As you can see, these batteries are way better. As I say, I've got a link in the description, guys, where you can go ahead and save yourself some money. Should you want to pick up ESC, motor, batteries, I can't wait to get this at one of our bash events. Yeah, so this is the third time out with these batteries, and I will say they're most definitely coming to life. Right. Oh. Nice. Oh. What's happened there? Something's popped off. Something's popped off. Let's have a look. I have clipped something. What have I done? Oh yeah, that's alright. Right, not a problem, guys. All I've done is pop the hinge pin out. So easy thing to solve. What we're going to do is loosen off this side, and obviously this side, and just pop the hinge pin back in. It's not bent, it's not damaged, it's just popped out. So I just caught the curb. But motor and ESC are working great. No temperature. I didn't expect it to be quite honest with you. Right, there you go. I can pop that back in. Let me get my glasses. Where are they to? I have broken a pill, actually, but I've got plenty of those at home. So not too much of a problem. I should be able to carry on running now. Just split at the bottom there. So, never mind. That's fine. Turn that off a sec. But we should be able to carry on running here. But super impressed with the way this car runs. Very, very what's the word? Economic on the batteries. Handles like a dream. There's a few little bits and bobs that I want to kind of dial in now. But other than that, she is golden. Like I say, I enjoyed building this on the channel as well. Right, so that hinge pin is now in now, so that's good. Turn the car back on. There's a little bit of dirt there. There you go. Some leaves. But yeah, we definitely gained a little bit of speed. That's a point actually. GPS, where'd I put it? Oh, over there. So what do you think, guys? Would you pick up one of these censored systems off HobbyKing, or would you go for the likes of I don't know, Hobbywing or a castle system? No, as I say, these are designed for racers, but I think if you're, yeah, there you go, see, you caught the curb there. If you are happy to look elsewhere and save yourself a few pounds, there you go, car's just driving again. Yeah, if you're happy to look elsewhere and look at it, I wouldn't call it an off-brand. Trackstar's been around for a long time, but a slightly different brand to what you're used to. You can definitely save yourself a few quid and still have an awesome experience. Right at the top. Run time's been really good on this pack of batteries. This should be more than sufficient when we go to Ledbury. Well, I'm hoping anyway. It'll be more than sufficient for me, I think. That MKS servo is badass though. Pinpoint straight. I think that's LVC right there. No, so go in. So, most definitely, these rapids are way better than the first couple of runs, because like I say, the run time initially for me was wasn't the best, I'll be straight with you, but now they've seem to have come alive. Oh, and that's Ember. Let's go back and talk. Heads up, guys, heads up. So, very successful run. Well, apart from having to put a hinge pin back in, but yeah, still. Huge shout out to her. Trackstar, Turnigy, HobbyKing, whichever way you want to call it, but yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. I'm quite impressed. Tyres are still holding up great as well. I really like these Louise tyres. But yeah, let's go heads up and talk about it. Welcome back, guys. Okay, so Trackstar ESC and motor censored system, what do I think? Well, setup is a little bit unusual sort of to what I was used to then. What I have found is very efficient. Motor, there's a little bit of heat, but I have got it geared quite high. In fact, let me just show you something. That is the highest the gearing will go. So I've got it at the top end of the gear in there. Servo, awesome. Big shout out to MKS. That is amazing servo. But efficiency from the motor and the ESC is very good. Power delivery was nice. Brakes are very sharp, but I'm kind of getting used to kind of feathering the braking a little bit because I have got it set on race brakes. Now, battery packs have ended up on. All very, very good. No problems at all there. 9% in the batteries. These lasted a decent amount of time as well this time around. So they have come alive now, these. And as I say, these are the Turnigy LIH3 Rapids in saddle pack configuration. 100C hard case. 2S. Really, really good batteries actually. I'm quite liking these. But I'm going to need to give this a little blow off now. But the car is working great. I do need to repair that pedal, but I've got one of those on there. That was nothing really. So what's your thoughts? Would you go ahead and put one of these Trackstar systems in your car? Because I got to say, zipping around here, it's definitely got a lot of balls. Control was nice as well. It was very linear, and some of the slippery parts, obviously I felt like I kind of feathered the throttle in a little bit more. Now I will say, obviously you are going to need to go through the process of installing stuff, but if you're someone who's kind of got that experience in you know, soldering and wiring and that sort of thing, very good choice. Let's turn that off. I just realised the fans have been bubbling away, but very nice setup, this one, honestly. Like I say, you will need the program card as well. Remember that is something you're definitely going to need. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this out now, having a race around like Ledbury, Heverton, Saundersfoot maybe, just before the summer season gets over and done with. But just test the car out and see where I'm at, and you know, do I still like racing. Links will be in the description, and there'll also be a Dizzy code for you to pick up, whether it be your batteries or your ESC, your motor. They even sell RC cars, guys, so yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, till next time, I want to say a huge thank you, obviously, guys, for watching all the videos. All like, shares and subscribes go on the channel, absolutely amazing. Check the box for more videos. Stay awesome. I'll catch you later.